Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Sheila Fawson.
I'm Greg Fawson. We're the broadcasting producers.
And I'm Robin Hackett, your musical guest artist.
Yes.
Yay.
Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you.
So I just asked, invite you. Yes, I finally found the word to just close your eyes as we do the evocation. And I know that there is only that one power, that one presence, that one life that is in, as, and through all that is. It's my life. It's Reverend Michael's life. It's the life of Greg and Sheila and Robin and each and every one present here with us today, in person and online. And it is everyone and everything. And I know that the Spirit of God is present in each one of us as we go through this thing called the Sunday service. And so I'm so grateful for this time together, grateful to know that there is only that one power and that one presence, and that we're actually always uniquely and individually guided. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
We're ready for some music.
Yes, we are.
All right. Open wide my heart. 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 My heart. My heart.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much, Robin. That was absolutely beautiful.
Yes. Setting a good pace for the service to unfold. Thank you. We'll be back to you in a few. So here we are.
So I'm going to read the mission statement.
Okay.
The mission for the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro is to create an open, acceptive, learning environment that recognizes and embraces diversity, peaceful resolution to conflict in personal and community relationships, and to help make the world a better place.
So it is.
So it is. So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Do check out our website, cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us and add yourself to the email list, and then I'll send you out the links for the things that we're doing. And you can request prayer, and we'll pray on your prayer request all week. It's probably time for a new blog,
Yes.
but all of Reverend Michael's blogs are out there, and they're all good. Today's title is The Universal Voice, and you've already met our fabulous inspirational musician today, Robin Hackett. And today's reading is from 7,000 Ways to Listen by Mark Nepo. I think we're ready for the affirmations.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Affirmations for the week of January 8th, 2023. Today, please repeat after me. Today is a perfect day for me and everyone I love.
Today is a perfect day for me and everyone I love.
Every moment is a fresh opportunity to share God's grace.
Every moment is a fresh opportunity to share God's grace.
The actions I take now bless me for all eternity.
The actions I take now bless me for all eternity.
I am firmly rooted in the truth of my being and flow with the vision of spirit.
I am firmly rooted in the truth of my being and flow with the vision of spirit.
The inner light within me illuminates everywhere I am.
The inner light within me illuminates everywhere I am.
I live fully and freely, supported by the oneness of the universe always.
I live fully and freely, supported by the oneness of the universe always.
And together we say,
And so it is.
okay. And the reading is from Mark Nepo, 7,000 Ways to Listen. It has been a difficult time in my 59th year. Loss, pain, demanding transitions. When a good friend asked, "Are you feeling as much impermanence and fluidity as it sounds like you are?" I loved her asking such a question for not only seeing me, but the larger landscape. I looked over her shoulder at the brilliant leaves drifting off the trees, begging for winter. And I thought, yes, that and more. I had grown weary from trying to sort my lot of catastrophes, from trying to make sense of events and turns, from imagining plans and backup plans. Out of exhaustion, I finally just opened myself to everything, not trying to draw any conclusions, but to receive it all the way the mouth of a river receives all the river carries, letting it mark and groove my bottom. This seems a better way to meet experience, not with ignorance or denial, but with a felt acceptance that this too will shape me. It was then that I chanced to learn that the Greek root of rhapsody means stitch and sing. I found this stunning and thought, isn't this the art of being human? The ongoing act of stitching and singing? Isn't rhapsody the moment we fall into when we're here enough and honest enough to stitch ourselves back together? And doesn't the feeling of being stitched back together release our common song? And together we say,
And
so
so
it
it is.
That was a good reading. Thank you. Hit the spot. So we have some more music.
We do.
Here's Robin Hackett.
this morning and I opened up my eyes and I stared out the window. What to my surprise was a snow-covered hill and the earth standing still for all to see. And I said to myself, what a precious world I'm in, where each moment is a lifetime and a new life can begin. And we have the vision, the light and the life that never ends. And I am as you are, and we are the universal seed. And all this creation is born out of what we believe. And I do believe, yes, I do believe. So hold in your heart all that you desire, and what you never wanted, let it burn in the fire. 'Cause you have the power to plant any flower and watch it bloom. And I am as you are, and we are the universal seed. And all this creation is born out of what we believe. And I do believe, yes, I do believe. 'Cause I am as you are, we are the universal seed. And all this creation is born out of what we believe.
Wow. That just sums up our whole theme for today.
Good.
Thank you. I don't know if I want to say anything. That was so,
That was wonderful.
yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I'm going to talk anyway.
Okay, I love this.
We'll see you in a bit.
All right.
We've shifted the way we've been doing things, and today we're going to emphasize the monthly theme, which is root and reboot. And the root part of that is, excuse me, my voice is playing tricks with me today. The root part of that is our oneness with God. At the depth of our being, we are one with the universe and everything that's been created and everything that will be created. And it's good to remember that when you're going through the process of living, you find a place where your roots work through you instead of you trying to work through any problem or situation you find yourself in. And when you know that the root of who you are as a spiritual being is one with God, then there's nothing you can't accomplish. There's nothing you can't do. But when you do go unconscious a little bit and get caught up in the world of effects, there's a way that you can reboot. And it's simply by bringing your attention back to who and what you are, that you are one with God. That's the most important thing that you can possibly think of. Because if I'm going through life, just trying to deal with my challenges and trying to make it or trying to exist, then I'm not really living from that place of the truth of my being, which is I am one with God. And there's nothing that can harm me, endanger me, hurt me. There's nothing I can fail at, because the perfection of God is at the roots of my being. So today's talk is titled is The Universal Voice. And it took a while for me to connect with this title. But what came through for me was that there is a universal voice, that one power and one presence that is always creating from its being. And we are co-creators. We create the same way through our voice. Mine's a little challenging me today, but through our voice, our vocal cords in our mouth, we speak words, and those words have power because they're not part of, the one with the universal voice, the voice that creates from itself. So when you stop and listen to what you're saying, it's very important to do that, because you'll find out that you're saying things that you really don't want to manifest in your life. And it's the same for me. When I stop and realize who I am, then I can approach whatever I'm going through in a brand new way, just by speaking my word and thinking the thoughts that I need to empower this word. But there are other ways besides thinking and speaking your words. There's the movement of your everyday life. In other words, your actions. Your actions speak louder than your words, because your actions are a result of your words and your thoughts. And so it's important to be aware of that. So the use of our mouth, our vocal cords, I get conscious, I tap into my roots, and I speak my word, declaring right here and right now that everything in my life is unfolding perfectly, that there's nothing that can stop my good from being revealed through me and as me, that I am here as a conscious being, living my life perfectly in everything I do, in all that I meet, and that I know this for myself. I know it for each individual that is here today, listening to this service or participating in this service, that right where you are, God is. That's me using my voice. That's me using the power of my words through my speaking. Well, I as I speak these words, there's something in my thoughts that have to agree with my words. So just saying them, it's a step towards moving towards your good, but you also have to have the belief behind it. In other words, your thoughts have to equal your words. And when that happens, then something magnificent takes place in your life. And then there's walking your talk. That your actions speak louder than your words. I looked up what is it? That our actions are more powerful than words, and it came from this early author by the name of Graham Buckley.
It looks like Gershom Buckley.
Yeah, Gershom Buckley. I just was curious to find out where this this phrase came from. Our actions are louder than our words. And he wrote it first in 1692 from a book called Will and Doom. That's kind of an interesting title. And his first writing of this was, actions are more significant than words. And I could see how that turned into our actions speak louder than words, because that form first came, and I kept looking it up. That form came first from Abraham Lincoln when he did his Cooper Union address. That's basically, he was at the Cooper Union in New York City wanting to be nominated for the Republican Party. So it's interesting for me to find where these little phrases come from and to see how long they've been around and how powerful they are by just uttering them. When I declare that my actions speak louder than my words, then I move towards those actions and those words, and they become one. The action and the words are the same thing. We are co-creators with this universe. We are co-creators. How the divine intelligence, the universal voice creates in the stars and the galaxies and life and everything that we find in this universe is the same way that we create what we want in our lives, to get past anything that's challenging us, to get past our false thinking, to declare in our mind what we wanted to think and what we wanted to create. So nothing can get in the way of it. The only thing that can get in the way of us creating the good in our life is our own thinking. And this is the basis for the science of mind. We are one with God. As we think, as we believe and think, we manifest. And that's all really anyone needs to know to change their life for the highest and best good. Ellie?
So, as I was going through this, there were a bunch of ideas of things in the Living the Science of Mind. And I don't know, I guess I didn't bring it down. When we took foundations class, a lot of the reading was from Living the Science of Mind, but it seems like all the quotes and things that we use are from the Science of Mind. And so going back through the Living the Science of Mind, some of it's a little more understandable to me than some of Ernest's words. I mean, they're so deep that sometimes I don't get it. And it really was looking about relationships. And in Living the Science of Mind, on page 186, he says, in our relationships with others, two things must happen if we are to be happy. We must be with each other, enjoy them, and act with them without any way seeking to control their actions. And I was just really thinking about that because for the most part, I think I do a pretty good job of that. But then there are times when I think I know better than somebody else. Or I was just thinking about various relationships that really don't or didn't work that well. And in one of the cases, I didn't stand up for myself. And I let this person take advantage of me and take advantage of me and take advantage of me. And I was thinking I was a nice person until I had really had it and I wasn't a nice person anymore. And it probably never was a friendship because that person wouldn't have been taking advantage of me like that had we had a real friendship. But it reminds me when I was first getting to think about, wow, it's really important for me to learn to stand up for myself. And the thought came to me that even nice people walk on doormats. And so when I'm acting like a doormat and people walk on me, that's because even nice people walk on doormats. So in learning how to stand up for myself and take care of myself, sometimes I let that expand out into thinking that I should control others as well. And I've been really looking at a lot about both of those sides of the relationships, and I've been on both sides of those relationships. And so neither one of them works very well. And so I was thinking about this thing called non-resistance, because that keeps coming up to non-resistance. And so if somebody's doing something I don't like, instead of thinking I need to step out and control what they're doing so that I can get comfortable again, I can be non-resistant. I can either stay in the situation and disconnect myself from what's going on, or I can leave the situation. However, deciding I need to step in and control the situation or try to control the person isn't actually what we came here to do or to be. And so for me, that I was thinking about the universal voice that way, and thinking about if we use that voice, that we're all one with God, all people are one with God, we live in God, we're all, if we begin to see others, see God in others, in every single one we meet, and we begin to understand that we're all here on our own path, and sometimes that path may look like something that's not good for that person, but it's not really my choice or my decision to say this isn't the right path for them, because I don't really know what they came here to learn. That's not mine to decide. And so just learning that thing of, oh, I don't have to get attached to this. I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to change your belief. I don't have to make you act differently. I don't have to make you feel differently. I can allow the other person to be the other person, do the things that they're doing, whether I agree with it or not, because that's not mine to do. I got enough right here with me, and the things that I'm thinking and that I'm doing, and that the thought processes that I go through that are non-productive for the growth of my being, and just that idea of understanding that we're all here. We're all probably doing the very best we can with what we got at the time that we got it. And that I can stay connected to the presence within me and hold the people that I agree with and the people that I don't agree with in absolute love, and in absolute peace, and in absolute knowing the highest and the best for each one of those people on their path, which is not my path and not mine to control. And so that's really what I wanted to talk about, is just that place of understanding that there is a universal voice that's the voice of God. And then there's a universal voice that's each and every single one of us that's part of the universal voice that's all of it.
Yeah.
And so just really taking this week to take a look at each one of my relationships and how I show up in each one of those relationships in the way that I can be more accepting, less controlling, more loving at whatever it is that's going on. It's just really my work for the week and my path for what we're talking about this week.
So I was also thinking that we as individuals are universal. We have a universal voice because we are one with the universal voice.
Yeah.
But there's also another element to this, and that's like the old saying, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am amongst them. And that brings the power of God multiplied by gathering together and speaking our word and declaring a truth. Just think if we're referring back to where Reverend Valerie talked about 51%, just think if we ever got to 51% of the world wanting peace and harmony. Just think of the power that's behind that. But we can also work on things in our life that are immediate, that are taking place right where we are, not far off on the other side of the planet, but right where we are. And we can talk, we can use our voice to make the changes in our life by coming together with others and agreeing upon it. And another way of dealing with this universal voice is we can talk our word, which is talking to God, or we can allow God to speak through us. And that's another powerful tool, because it's a two-way conversation. I can speak my word and declare what I want, or I can open it to God and allow God to speak through me and declare what God wants. So there's two ways of using this universal voice, speaking to it and allowing it to speak through you. And we speak through it through our prayer work, through our affirmations, and we allow it to speak through us through our meditation and through visioning. I can remember when I first started thinking about being a minister after going through 2 years of training and had another year to go. I decided to put together a vision corps. And this vision corps would meet and we'd vision for what my ministry would be. And it just was opening up to the universe to have it revealed to me what it was supposed to look like and was supposed to be. So week after week, because we met once a week, and different people would come at different times, and some would just come for one time, or some went through the whole year of visioning with me. But it was interesting because every person they either saw this desert or they saw this pine trees and snow. And so it was interesting that these two things were coming through. Oh, they saw Westerners like cowboys and cowboy boots, and it was consistent after week after week. And I was ready to start moving out and finding a ministry, a church of my own. And I candidated at this place called Grand Junction. And when I was when they took me on the tour, there was the
Grand Mesa or
The
the
Grand-
Colorado Monument?
yeah, well, there they both were. The Grand Mesa was a mountain with pine trees and snow, and the Colorado Monument was a desert, beautiful desert setting with the high peaks of
Sandstone.
yeah, and it was kind of a cowboy town, as still is, and it was just so invigorating. And I didn't know if I was going to get it or not, but just the fact that it showed up and it was revealed to me that I was on the right path, that I was moving towards something, was inspirational. And I ended up being the minister of that spiritual center. So I met my wife, and there's a lot of history from that point on. But the point is how good it is to open up to hear God's voice. And I want to give you another example of speaking your word. When I was at Agape, my first spiritual experience in a large New Thought church, I was working in the office. I was the
Registrar.
thank you, the registrar of all the education classes, and the church was going through changes. They'd lost their lease, and they didn't have a place to go, and they wanted to try to buy a building, or even find a place where they could fit these 10,000 members that are coming every Sunday, and they needed to get a loan in order to make the move and all that, and they didn't have any collateral because they rented, and there wasn't really any collateral. So they still put in their application, and this board was put together to just know the truth. Well, when they started talking about what are we going to do, we don't have any collateral, we're not going to get a loan. Reverend Michael Beckwith realized that there was a lot of negativity taking place, that they didn't really believe that something could happen to get this loan. So what he did was he went and stood by the door and said, nobody's leaving until we get to the common belief and declare the common truth that we will be taken care of. So there was a lot of talk and discussion, and people got to express their anxiety. But in the long run, they all came to a place where they could honor and truly believe that everything would work out okay. So anyway, fast forwarding, they put in an application for a loan at this one bank, and the paperwork was sitting on this bank manager's desk, and what's the big cone? The main guy at a bank. Who's the head of the bank?
Well, sometimes it's a president.
Yeah, the president. The president walked by this guy's desk and he saw this application. He goes, "Is that Reverend Michael Beckwith?" And he goes, "Yeah." "I'll just give him a loan." So they didn't have to do anything. And that loan took place. And for us that were on staff, we felt so empowered by knowing that the word works, and knowing that if you put together a prayer group and you meet once a week, that there will be power there where two or more are gathered, and this can work for anybody, not just Michael Beckwith. So think about your actions, think about your thoughts, think about your voice, and wherever you find a space that isn't healthy thinking, there's your work right there. And you don't have to feel guilty about it or feel bad about it. Just give yourself credit for recognizing that you found this place that you get to change, and get support if you need it.
Well, I also want to say that part of that fearful thinking comes from that early place in the brain back there, that fight or flight response. And so it's just kind of built in, and because that's what humans needed at the time to stay alive. And so that part didn't go away as we began to grow the other parts of our brain and do the other things. And so just recognizing that tendency is there, that part is there, and we get to choose whether or not to listen to it. We get to be aware that, oh, this negative thought's coming. And we don't have to criticize ourselves or think badly about ourselves, because it's just the way the brain works. And we do have the power to override it and to do the positive thing.
You have dominion over you.
We do have dominion over us. And those thoughts are still going to come up. And I don't know, maybe those people that meditate 24 hours a day and, maybe they don't have those anymore. I don't know. But I know that for most of us, it's kind of just a daily thing of, oh, you go away, I'm going this way. You go away, I'm going this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I like that. I can't remember the page number. I knew it for a while. If we just think about, if 51% of our thinking is positive, that will be enough.
Mm-hmm.
So we really don't have to criticize ourselves or even, we just acknowledge, okay, there's one of those thoughts, you go away, and I'm focusing on getting to 51%. And just think about if each one of us does that, and then we do that all in a big amount. And I'm just reminded about when people go to cities to meditate, like large amounts of people, the crime rate goes down while they're there meditating. So for me, that is absolute proof that this stuff works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So prove it to yourself.
Yeah. So prove it to yourself.
You want to pray us out?
I'll do that. So I just invite you to close your eyes with me.
Reverend Graper? No.
Oh. Well, think about his name and then add it.
Okay.
Is it? We have a long time minister who was on the listserv yesterday, and he fell and fractured his leg, but then I don't remember if it was a heart attack or a stroke, but now he needs more prayer. So
Well, they put they implanted.
that was they had to put the pacemaker in, so it was that. So they put the
He's
pacemaker.
92 years old, and he's done a lot of good for this movement. Again, was it
Well, this
Greiber?
clinic, Casey
Casey?
Greiber.
Yeah,
Yay.
Casey. Greiber.
Reverend Casey. So we're just, now that we've taken all this time to talk about it, we're just holding that space for his healing and his wellness. And that's just, we'll just be with that as this prayer. And everybody else in the planet that needs it too. And so I just invite us to close our eyes, to take a nice deep cleansing breath, as we recognize that there is one power, one presence, one divine intelligence, one infinite presence that creates all that is. That power is everywhere present all of the time, available all of the time to each one of us. And so in absolute gratitude for knowing this is so. I know it's my life. I know it's Reverend Michael's life. I know it's Dr. Casey's life. I know it's the life of Lana and Harold who are here, and Greg and Sheila and Robin and Ernestine who couldn't be with us today, and all of the other people watching us online, and Kim and everyone everywhere. And so I just hold for us love and peace and truth and joy and awareness and positivity, and just release anything that's going on in our bodies, release any negative thinking, release anything that needs to be released. And so I just hold us in that space of love and peace and harmony. And I just spread that love out into the world, knowing that we can and do make a difference on this planet. And in absolute gratitude for knowing the truth for each one of ourselves, for declaring the truth for each one of ourselves, for knowing that this word is already done in the mind of God. I simply release it, let it go, allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is. Amen, amen, aho, ashe, and woo-hoo.
Nobody can say that woohoo better than you. I just absolutely love it every time. One heart, one life. We are one family. One earth, one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, and together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation. No separation, we are one, one heart, one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, and together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, yes, no separation. We are one, one heart, and even now it seems we are so far apart, and many times we're feeling all alone. The truth of who we are has been here from the start. We are one We are one family, one earth, one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, and together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation. We are one heart. We are one heart. We are one heart.
Wow. That is so beautiful.
Ah, you know how to take us away. I just love drifting into your words and your voice. It's just so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, we're going to take care of a little business and then we'll get right back for your final song.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So week after week, I talk about gifts that we receive, and I'm very grateful for all those that are giving, and I'm even more grateful for those that now choose to want to contribute to this wonderful place called Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. We're doing the work in our little corner of the world. As we know, all the Centers for Spiritual Living is doing all over the world at the same time, doing the work, moving to the place where we can get to that 51%.
That's right.
And it all depends on your givingness. So open your heart and see if today you'd like to give your gift of love. We absolutely accept it with an equal amount of love, if not more. So shine your light towards the
Well, let me tell them what to do
Oh,
first.
yep.
So you're going to go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and there are several ways to give up there. The Venmo code is going to be on the screen in a minute here. And
There it is.
so if you use Venmo, you can just use that QR code. Otherwise, just go to cslnorthmetro.com, and it's about halfway down the first page, and there are a couple ways to get right there. You can do it one time. You can make it more than that. And our address is out there too. If you'd like to send checks, we take those too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, now we'll bless it.
Okay. So shine your light towards the basket by holding your hands up and let your palms be the place where your energy flows towards our wonderful, beautiful center. And in this moment, just repeat after me with all your heart and all your love. I give today freely of my love and my heart,
I give today freely of my love and my heart,
asking nothing in return,
asking nothing in return,
knowing that it still does return,
knowing that it does return,
multiplied and doubled.
multiplied and doubled.
For this, I'm so grateful,
For this, I'm so grateful,
so very grateful,
so very grateful
that I can now let go,
that I can now let go,
let God,
let God,
and allow it to
and
be.
allow it to be.
And so it
And
is.
so it is. Yay. One more song, huh?
Yes, the marvelous Robin Hackett.
I think I'm making this the official closing song. So
Okay.
be the peace you want to see. Then share your peace with everyone you meet. Let it begin. Let it begin. Let it begin with you. And be the joy you want to see. Then share your joy with everyone you meet. Let it begin. Let it begin. Let it begin with you. And be the love you want to see. Then share your love with everyone you meet. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. And be the peace, be the joy, be the love. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. Let it begin, oh, let it begin. Let it begin with you and me.
Whoa. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, I can feel it beginning.
It's still buffering, so I don't hear what you're saying till.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh,
Great songs.
That
Thank
was
you.
wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
So shutting all the stuff off your computer didn't help, huh?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Darn.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's okay. Well, good.
I can tell when you can finally hear us. Your face lights up.
Right?
You're not talking away.
You guys see me when I'm done singing? You can still see me?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Oh, I don't. I just don't see you.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, just know we're saying nice things.
Okay.
and we're clapping.
yeah.
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 Wonderful.
Do you guys want to share anything?
It's a good reminder about the 51% is all it takes to put ourselves in a frame of mind that we can make a difference. And I like the comment about our little corner of the universe here,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
to think about all these other CSL churches in our network operating on kind of the same wavelength is a great feeling.
Yeah. And we're opening a lot more centers around the world too. I don't know if everybody's aware of that, but a lot of new centers are opening in Africa. So, it really is a worldwide thing. So it's
Neat.
very exciting.
When you think of how young our religion is compared to all the other religions, we're moving along pretty well.
Yeah, great.
Can't think about it. It was 1962 or
Yeah.
something? Not that long ago.
Yeah.
Robin, great message, Reverend Michael and Reverend Valerie. And Robin, that song that you sang, I just love those words: one heart, one life, one family, one earth, all of creation, no separation.
Yes.
Is that new?
No, that's not my song. That's
It is yours.
a friend of mine, Gary Floyd, which you guys know Gary Floyd, I'm
We do
sure.
know Gary Floyd.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
wrote that with another friend of ours, Brother Chi Singh. We used to sing at his Buddhist meditation service on Sundays. He has since passed away, but he was always concerned about leaving a legacy, and he has definitely left a legacy with
Oh,
that.
yeah. Those are
Uh,
just such great words.
Yeah. It's
Beautiful,
great song.
beautifully sung by you.
I think.
Absolutely.
Oh, your songs were just right in alignment with
Mhm.
what we wanted to talk about today.
And your voice
I
is just so
try.
lovely. It's so good.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Valerie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Right.
both for your talks every Sunday. Really. Thank you.
Well, so join us on Zoom. The link's on the comments. And if you miss it there, you can always go to our website, cslnorthmetro.com, go to the calendar, and it's The information about today's service is right at the top of the calendar, and the link to Zoom is right there. So we'd love to see you on Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
All right.
Can you pray us out?
Yes, I'll pray us out. So giving thanks to the Almighty Spirit of the living God that is everywhere present, but is present within each and every one of us. I give thanks knowing that this week before us unfolds in all its glory and splendor, and everything we need is given to us with ease and grace. Every thought we have is uplifting and powerful, that this day is the day that God has made, and we rejoice in it as we move forward from glory to greater glory. I give thanks for this knowingness, for declaring this truth upon the law that cannot come back void. Knowing it is done, I let it go, I let it be, and together we say,
And
so
so it
it
is. All right. We'll see you on Zoom.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.